Introducing the amazing state-of-the-art Invisimask.
I'm about ready to walk into the big box store. No thanks, I have the Invisimask on. Thank you. And the best thing about the Invisimask is you have the confidence to go out and do the things you always like to do without the cumbersome mask being on. Oh, I have the Invisimask on. Can't you see? Oh, silly me. You can't see it. I have the Invisimask on, though. Totally covered. Thank you. Introducing the amazing, high-tech Invisimask. Yes, we've used advanced nanotechnology, and we developed a completely invisible mask that works with your immune system. It allows you to breathe in and breathe out with no obstruction, keeping you healthy and safe. Now you can go out in confidence into public wearing your Invisimask. And when they say, "Where's your mask?" you can say, "Ha ha ha, I've got the Invisimask on. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And shine them your beautiful smile, because that's what it's all about. Smiling." Thank you very much. And by the way, we've teleported one to everyone's face. You already have one. So go out and enjoy your Invisimask and live as a free human as it was meant to be. God bless. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. Why? It's Monday, and you know what that is? Here in Truth Quest, it's Fun Day. Oh yeah. Some people don't like Monday. Well, you know, if you don't wake up on Monday, you're not here. So Monday is every day. My favorite day ends with D-A-Y. Every day is a good day when you're breathing. Yes. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. Don't you think? Oh, yes. I think. Let me see here. I'm still kind of getting the show set up in a way here. Folks, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, kind of a lot of it under the weather last couple days. And so I'm feeling a little bit better. I had the first coffee I've had in a couple days, so that's good. And, you know, I've doubled up on my workout routine. As you might know, if you saw our little free webinar, you will know about the Truth Quest full body workout. It only takes 1 second a day. It won't take up a whole lot of time, and it has amazing results. Well, I've doubled the time of my full body workout, Truth Quest full body workout, and it's 2 seconds a day. It's like twice as good, and everyone will notice. And so there you go, and there you have it. Alrighty, Aphrodite. So let's go over to a place that we all love, because that's where our friends hang out. Chatlandia. It's Chatlandia again, over there on the intranet. So let's go over and see what is happening over there. And oh my goodness, I can see there are some people who I haven't even said hi to yet. So I apologize. Hello, everybody, and to everyone who I haven't typed. hello to. Hello and welcome to the show. And let's see, first one up here was Weiss123. That's Catherine Weiss. She says, hi, Aaron. She's also one of our Ultra Mods. Yes, Ultra Mods. And, oh, I can see my camera is a little bit tilted. You wouldn't want people, I don't want people to think I'm in one of those crooked layers like we see on Batman. She says, hi, Aaron. And then Kathy also says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And then Kathy also says, hi, Peggy. And then I said, oh, my keyboard's working. Look at those beautiful exclamation points. Oh, I'm so easy to please. So darn easy to please. Doesn't take much to make me happy. And I said, hi, Kathy. Okay. Look at those beautiful exclamation points. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. And then I said, hi, Kathy. And look who else is here. It's another one of her Ultra Mods. It's Peggy Dancer. And she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. And then Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer says, oh, she said that on YouTube. I always forget how to say YouTube. It's been out of my mind lexicon for a long time, 2 years before they let me back on. Cap 78 Pack says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss. 123 Catherine. I'll be here tonight. I knew that's what she was going to say. Tonight. Awesome. Then I said, hi, Cap 78 Pack. Okay. And Catherine Weiss puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Even send it to your enemies. They might be your new friends. Hey, thanks for turning me on to that weird show. Yeah, people like weird shows. And so there you go. And look, it's our longtime friend, Valeronian. Greetings, fellow Truth Questers. And Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on the portrait. I did not have time to get over to the portrait channel today. It was really a tight squeeze to get the show going today. So thanks for being here. And Kathy says, hi, Peggy, over there on the portrait channel on YouTube. And then Kathy also says, hi, Valeronian. And then Valeronian says, I wish I heard of Invisimask back in 2020. Well, yeah. I can't remember exactly when I came out with that. Shortly after the pandemic, because I never wore a mask. And I'd go to Walmart. And that's where I filmed that. The big box, that's a Walmart. And they'd ask you, they'd have a bunch of masks. Would you like a mask? And I thought, well, hey, I've already got the state-of-the-art Invisimask on. There you go. And I made that infomercial just to help people realize that they don't need to severely limit the oxygen intake. That's not a good thing. It's never a good thing. And for workplaces to do that, I mean, OSHA, OSHA, if an employer has to, if the environment that you're working in doesn't provide you enough oxygen, they will get fined by maybe even put out of business. I'm not sure, but they'll have to rectify that. But all of that went out the window. And people say, well, doctors wear them when they're operating. Yes, they do. But you know what they do? Because everyone in there is wearing a mask in case their Mentos goes into the patient and they sew him up. And then when he drinks Coke, it's like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. But what they do in that operating room is they release oxygen into the room so that the doctors and nurses can get enough oxygen through those stupid masks that prevent oxygen from coming in. So if your employer wasn't pumping the room that you're in working with oxygen, you could probably sue them for forcing you to wear a mask. That's just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. I do play one on a commercial, though. Well, thanks, Valeronian. Another thing to say about Valeronian, he left some very interesting and detailed messages on the last show. So if you want to go back and check it, it's some amazing stuff, and he's just a wealth of knowledge. So thank you, Valeronian, for those comments. And I said, hiya, Valeronian. Oh, and look who's here. Why, it's Mrs. Pinkerton. Hi, Aaron. Great to be here tonight. Well, good to see you. And so I wonder, is Chronaviewer here? Yes, he is. Okay. Well, look who else is here. It's at the BK. A fellow Mohawk. Yes, Mound Mohawks. Yep. Graduated in the same class. And so there you go. Yo, 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 you truth seekers and pilgrims. Pilgrims, yes. Good to see you, buddy. And Chronaviewer, hello all. Says hello all. Hello, Chronaviewer. And let's see. There's Kathy. She says, hi, Mrs. Pinkerton. And then Kathy says, hi, the BK. And then Mrs. Pinkerton says, hello, everyone. Over here on Rumble. And Valeronian says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Mrs. Pinkerton. Hello, Chronaviewer. Hello, Aaron. I think he covered all the bases there. All of our best friends are here today. And let's see. Why isn't this thing working? There it goes. It wasn't working for a second there. And at the BK says, it's the vid. Get well sooner. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, the Invisimask helps too. Keeps all the germs out. Keeps all the germs, even the German germs. Ba-dum-pa. And Mrs. Pinkerton says, hello. I think she meant Valeronian. Yes, she put the V in there. Yes. It's those darn keyboards. When are they going to make them alphabetical? Why did we learn the alphabet? Okay, learn the alphabet. Okay, now typing, it's completely different. It's QWERTY. QWERTY. So weird. So weird. And Mrs. Pinkerton says, try again. Hello, Valeronian. We knew what you meant. And Catherine Weiss says, hey, hi, Chronaviewer. And then Cap 78 Pack Paid Answer says, what is with Rumble freezing my chat? And I'm not sure what she means there. And both booty? Freezing your booty? Oh, no. We don't want that. And then Mrs. Pinkerton says, hi, Cap 78 Pack. And Cap 78 Pack Peggy Answer says, hi, Valeronian, Miss Pinkerton. And then Cap 78 Pack, wow, I've never been booted. Oh, booted. That's what it was. So much as I have tonight. Exasperating. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're getting booted off of Rumble. What the heck is the deal there? Wow. Yeah. You mentioned that a lot, so that's a little bit concerning. It seems to usually always work for me. Of course, I'm on a Macintosh Mini Mac Mini. So I don't know if it maybe works better with those machines. I don't know. And then Cap 78 Pack says, I think it's going to get dark very soon. So prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically, my friends. Really? I have a feeling it's going to be bright, and so much is going to be revealed. It's going to, I've always thought, you might be thinking about the, I'm not sure what you're referencing there, but the UFO alien revelations.
Because I've always thought in 1969, when Apollo 11 landed on the moon, the first humans to land on the moon in this iteration of the Earth, as William Tompkins said, there were, I think, 6 or 7 large spaceships hovering over the edge of the crater, watching the tiny little moon lander. And apparently, according to an interview that William Tompkins gave, there were like 9-foot tall reptilian aliens who were standing on the surface of the moon just below the craft. So he didn't add that into his drawing that he did. So I don't know. I've always thought, and Mrs. Picton says, hello, chroniviewer. I've always thought if NASA would have been honest and printed or just let the world see these alien craft, that I really believed it would have been the end of all wars, because we would realize we're not alone and it would just be more harmonious. And even the fear of, oh no, an outside possible adversary, we should all get together and unite in peace. So that's what I think will happen. That's what I think would have happened if we would not have been denied the truth. That's just my opinion. And Mrs. Pinkerton says, ha ha ha. And then Cap 78 Pack says, hi, chroniviewer. And chroniviewer says, hi, Cap 78 Pack. And then chroniviewer says, hello, Mrs. Pinkerton. Look at that. And then Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, I thought it was just me, but found out today it's happening to many truthers on their channels. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, really? It's happening to a lot of other channels. Interesting. I wonder if it's the interface with certain types of phones, because on my desktop confuser, it seems to be almost glitch free. So I know that people on phones usually sometimes have problems, but I'm not sure. Valeronian says, one small step for a lizard, one giant leap for reptilian humanoids. Yeah, right. There you go. Well, all righty, Aphrodite. We're through all that. We're all caught up on that. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I really do think that it will only lead to our advancement, and people will treat each other much nicer. And all of these superstitious old ways and religions like Islam, where they, yeah, I don't know, man. It's something else. Cap 78 Pack says, well, that's a good way of putting it, Valeronian. Yeah. All righty then. Well, you know, I mentioned at the start of the show that I've doubled my routine, my full body Truth Quest full body workout. I've actually doubled times 2 the amount of time I do with my Truth Quest full body workout. And so just as a reminder, let's just take a look at this. I got to make a commercial of this. I just have no way of capturing video or yeah, doing little, I guess maybe I could, I don't know. Anyway, it's so confusing. All of these things you have to learn and relearn and learn over again, you know, because things change. Oh, it changed again. Oh, this changed something that you thought wasn't going to change. So here it is as a reminder, if you happen to have missed the Truth Quest full body workout that takes only seconds a day. You can do it in 1 second or 5 seconds. So here it is. Suck it in and flex. Yeah, baby. From flabs to abs in seconds. The Truth Quest 5-second or 1 or 2-second total workout routine. Suck it in and flex. Look better, feel better, look younger, have more energy. Suck it in and flex, baby. Oh, yeah. That's right. All righty then. How do you like that? From flabs to abs in mere seconds a day. It doesn't take long, folks, to look like Mr. Universe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? Alrighty then. Well, let's cruise on over to a place that we love to go to. It's the land of Zuckers. And even though there's a Zucker born every minute, we still like to go there because that's where all of some of our friends hang out. And there's a lot of cool things. Did you notice the thumbnail for tonight's show? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Some classic model kits from the 70s, maybe late 60s, 70s. I think it was the 70s. And one of the most sought after model kits was the Red Baron. And that's this one over here with the Red Baron airplane in the background with the chrome top. Now, the real car that they built for this doesn't have a chrome top, which I don't understand. The model did, but the real car didn't. That was confusing for me as a kid. It's like, well, if you could do it for the toy, why can't you do it for the real thing, right? Episode 760. Can you believe it? I don't think I might have built the paddy wagon, but I don't remember building this one or this one. The top right and the lower left. But definitely the Red Baron was a sought after model kit and just cool looking. Cool looking. Oh, and look, Jay Bying's here. Hello, Jay Bying. He says, I had the Red Baron when I was a kid. Awesome. Then you had an awesome childhood. Oh, look who else is here. Our good time, long time friend, Jacob Waters. Cheers, everyone. Good to see you, Aaron. Good to see you too, buddy. Yeah, that Red Baron was something else. There were a number of model kits that were must-haves for kids. And, that's why I got a paper route, so I could buy model kits and later to buy my own shoes because I wanted Adidas. And I had to pay for them myself. So Adidas. If you look at the history of Adidas, it's pretty interesting. It has some Nazi startings of it, which is surprising to me. I did not realize that. And then Catherine Weiss says, hi, Jay Bying. And then Jay Bying says, howdy, Catherine. And Jacob Waters says, the best short ever put on my channel was the one where you were describing working at Tonka Toys, making toys. Oh, yeah. I was lucky enough to be in the new product development group at Tonka Toys. And it was just so incredibly awesome. And I got to design lots of things. And I got to go to George Lucas Ranch, the Lucas Ranch, to preview the movie Willow because I was working on the year 2 line of toys because Tonka purchased the license the year before for $1 million. And so, yeah, it was really, really awesome and just a lot of fun. And when people, that's what I was going to talk about too. So thanks for reminding me, Jacob Waters. Did you have a dream job? Did you have a dream job or a job that you always dreamt of having? Because working at a big toy company was always my dream. And my first toy company I worked at, well, actually, I worked at a couple invention firms, which was so exciting. But then I went to work at Hasbro and then Tonka. And that was one heck of an experience, especially Hasbro, because the people there were so talented. I learned so much when I was there and, made lots of really good friends, very great people. So thanks, Jacob, for reminding me. And if you've had a dream job, or you're currently working your dream job, put it in the chat, and hopefully I can notice it and I'll highlight it. But it's showing on the screen even if I don't notice it. So, all right. Well, thanks, Jacob Waters. Well, let's get to this anyway. 760. Here is, now there's a lot more to this, but to fit the screen, and I wanted the Red Baron to be on the cover. I was originally going to do these four, but I don't think I made any of those ones, but they looked cool. Back then, Target just came out, and they had the whole back wall really high, and a very large area of all model kits. There was airplane model kits, car model kits, anything you could imagine, tanks, warplanes, anything you could want. And it was just something else. Model building was just a thing. It was so fun. And I'm so glad that I got my son in AJ, Aaron Jr., into model making, because he really enjoyed it. And it's a nice thing to have. And let's see, this is from the Benny show. Oh, how come that's not? Hold on a second here. I need to move this a little bit so I can get the whole thing in. Okay. All right. So Lauren Bolbert, I don't know if this is true or not. This is from Charlotte Pendragon in Colorado. I don't know. She says, Lauren Bolbert, I have Anthony Weiner's laptop, will expose Pizzagate files. Really? I guess she was on the Benny show. Did she say she just wants to get it, or she already has it? Because here it says, I have Anthony Weiner's laptop. Oh, man. Don't look at it. Just release it. But don't look at it. I don't think I want to. Oh, and Valderonian says, I remember the Marx moon base. Yeah, we looked that up once. Very cool. Playset that would have been in 1965 or 66. That was my favorite toy. It was a model of a military moon base with silver plastic astronauts. There were 6 plastic little green men figures to represent aliens. Awesome. That's cool. So I don't know if this is true or not, but if it's true, I'm glad, because that needs to come out. Hear about this? Real America's Voice. FBI director says arrests are coming related to the 2016 Russia probe. Never going to let this go. Good job, Kash Patel. Look at this. Look at this. A 1974 Javelin. I think it's the last year they made them, actually. Or maybe they did of this body style. Then they went to their a smaller, like a compact Javelin with 26 original miles. 26 miles? I don't think you would even want to drive this with 26 miles on it. It's so valuable as it is. And I think it's really a gorgeous design. Something else. AMC Rambler Club. Oh, did I tell you guys? I just started working at the bicycle factory this week. They already made me the spokesperson. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dad Jokes. I love it. Don't you love it? And speaking of javelins, this is a dream javelin here. This is from the AMC Rambler Club. And says, Ring Brothers Custom Hemi Javelin. Yeah, they customized the body a little bit. And they stuck a Hemi in it. Look how much they bumped the hood up. That's really cool. I mean, that car, just like that, would sell like hotcakes. 3 to a stack with syrup. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? And Valeronian says, valuable, but where would you display it? Does it belong to in a museum? Well, I think you could probably sell it for a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. At an auction. If you had that old, the old one with only 26 miles on it. And then Cap 78 Peggy Dancer says, gee, we got plastic models to play with, while NASA got to play with the real ones. Yes. Yep. Running around on the moon with a moon buggy, which was electric powered car. It didn't go very many miles, but didn't go very fast, but it did work. It worked. Worked good enough. Good enough for government work. Libs, Meme Central, Memes put this out. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, a friendly reminder that House Oversight subpoenaed the records of the Congressional Sexual Harassment Slush Fund. Slush. And we will be releasing them. Maybe we'll see more resignations. You never know. Trash day. Hashtag trash day. She's like awesome. I think she could be like a VP and then maybe even a president after that. Do you think? She'd be a great VP. Too cool for school. A 2-star general who ran the Pentagon's most classified programs vanished. Yeah, they're talking about McCaslin. Let's take a look at this. Shall we now?
General McCaslin, his disappearance was
buffering.
Discussed. UAPs were discussed. So I don't think this story is going away, Jesse.
This was a man who spent his career deep in the black world of American defense. When you read his official Air Force biography, you realize he had access to things that the rest of us aren't even supposed to know exist. The foundation for that kind of clearance started when he graduated from the Air Force Academy, earned a PhD in astronautical engineering from MIT on a Hertz Foundation fellowship, and later studied at Harvard's Kennedy School. He went on to lead the Space-Based Laser Project Office, served as Vice Commander of the Space and Missile Systems Center, was the Materiel Wing Director at the Air Force Research Lab's Space Vehicles Directorate at Kirtland, and spent part of his career in the National Reconnaissance Office, the world of black, off-the-record satellites. His career spanned everything from directed energy to space weapons to nuclear oversight. You probably get the point. This was a man who could out-credential most presidents, and probably had more access than them too. And there are 2 jobs on his resume that matter more than the rest. From June 2009 to May 2011, McCaslin served as Director of Special Programs at the Pentagon in the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisitions, Technology, and Logistics. The title is a mouthful, but according to the official Pentagon training documentation, that office oversees acquisition special access programs. These programs are the ultimate category of secret black projects. In fact, they account for about 75 to 80% of all special access programs in the Department of War. These are the programs built to protect the crown jewels, extremely sensitive research in the process of building something, like a next-generation weapons system or a craft that doesn't officially exist. This is where sensitive technology moves from theory to prototype to something that the military can actually fly. And if you're wondering where UFO reverse engineering programs would possibly hide, this is the place.
General McCaslin, his disappearance was discussed. UAPs were discussed. So I don't.
Yep. So he had access to special access programs. I think there's different levels of those too. Did you hear about this? A hot air balloon makes an emergency landing in this town backyard. How do you even say that? I'm not even sure. But check this out.
It wasn't the landing anyone expected, but somehow a hot air balloon carrying 13 people landed in the backyard of a Temecula home.
Hi, everybody.
The homeowner was watching television around 8:30 Saturday morning when a neighbor knocked on his door.
Go and answer the door. This guy's like, they just landed in your backyard. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
And then Hunter and his wife Jenna, who had been in another room at the time, went outside.
So I go into the backyard and I open the sliding glass door and there's a basket full of 13 people in my backyard.
Aliens.
The pilot, he was masterful. You know, he got it like right down inside, like directly into the backyard where there was nothing. Like the balloon didn't catch on anything. No one was injured.
The homeowners say the hot air balloon pilot told them the wind died, forcing him to make an emergency landing.
You can kind of see in the video of how they came in, and he kind of just plopped straight down and was moving very slowly.
I run to the back, and there's a whole group of people that are just waving at me. And I'm like, oh my God. So the sound I heard was the flames. And I'm like, hi.
It wasn't the landing anyone expected, but somehow a hot air balloon carrying 13 people landed in the backyard.
Isn't that something? Sheesh. Aliens, I say. They're making their spaceships look like hot air balloons. If someone said they've landed in your backyard, that's what I'd think. Oh, really? Is it a disc or is it a triangle? Which shape is it? No, it's a hot air balloon. Oh, bummer. Bummer. I would rather be visited by aliens. Well, I better not say that too loud. They might come. Well, all right, bring it on, but let me record it, okay? FBI Director Kash Patel files a $250 million defamation lawsuit against The Atlantic. Yeah, you know, The Atlantic has a problem because they need to be more Pacific. More Pacific. Yes. The Atlantic, no good. Where we go one, we go all. Donald Trump put this out. Look at this. Did he really put this out? I think so. Shadow Intel. He retruthed a Shadow Intel tweet or X. Oh my God. I'm still trying to process what just happened. The highest ranking U.S. intelligence official just released smoking gun docs proving that Obama and his underlings committed treason sedition, meaning Trump was right about everything. The news is fake and the deep state is real. Meaning that all of us conspiracy theorists were right about the conspiracy against Trump. It wasn't a theory. Meaning the shadow war is real. And all our efforts over the last 10 years were not part of a LARP. Of course they weren't. Meaning that we are not crazy. We were right. It was all real. Look at that. How do you like that? Did Trump really put that out there? I hope he did. Hope he did. I think he did. He's trying. And if you're looking at X, you're seeing the same stories being put out there about, Tulsi Gabbard revealing that Obama was behind it all, because something's coming very soon and it's going to be glorious. Only Trump could make this happen, Don Keith says. Russia just dropped a bombshell, full return to the US dollar for a huge energy, oil, gas, and minerals deal with Trump. BRICS de-dollarization fantasy collapsing. China is sweating. I don't think China is sweating. Diesel D's put that out. Trump effect. Yes. Oh, and look at this. Doesn't this just make you so sad? Sad. Truly so sad. Michael Rappaport. 9 female political prisoners are now set to be executed by hanging within the next few days. Their names are as follows. Britta Hamadi. Oh boy, this is going to be, you know what? You can read them yourselves. You don't want to hear me butcher all these names. Sorry about that. 2 of them are teenagers. They all are accused of waging war against Allah by means of protesting its representatives on earth, the Islamic regime of Iran. Look at these women. My God. It's so sad. We should go in and rescue them, bring them to America, and, put them on the path to citizenship, the legal way. Donald Trump truthed this out, looks like. Was Reed Hastings forced to leave the Netflix board because he's a sleazebag? What was his crime, and how many did he commit? Interesting. Trump knows. He just wants people to ask. That's cool. Cat Turd put that out. Possible crimes by Trump. Yes. And sources confirm to me that Joe Givonia, however you say that, will be sworn in on Monday as counsel to the Attorney General to lead the Russia collusion hoax, investigation. He will work out of the Fort Pierce, Florida courthouse. Awesome. A grand jury has been impaneled there since January. Whoa, since January. Oh, man. I just can't wait for this we have clips to show. Wouldn't that be nice? This is the home of Judge Eileen Cannon, who presided over Special Counsel Jack Smith's documents case against the president until she determined in July 2024 that his appointment violated the Constitution and tossed the indictment. Awesome. Here's another awesome thing. I've actually mentioned it before, but it really needs to be re-mentioned a lot. Florida becomes the first U.S. state to eliminate all vaccine mandates, including school requirements. Good. Too good. Oh, and Laura John Danoni, Facebook conservatives, put this out. Joe Biden, loved by Catholic Church. He promoted abortion. DOJ raided and arrested pro-life Americans, promoted the mutilation of children, transgender, defended men in women's spaces and sports, transgender bullcrap. Woke bullcrap, promoted transgender ideology even on Easter Sunday. Donald Trump, hated by the Catholic Church, overturned Roe v. Wade, first and only president to speak in person at the March of Life, banned men from women's sports, banned the mutilation of children, pardoned pro-life Americans jailed by the DOJ, by Biden's DOJ. Spot the difference? Yeah. Did you hear what Trump said about the Vatican? Maybe what's coming up. Oh, this is really interesting, and I got to send this to our friend Andrew Bashago. Uri Geller. I always call him Yuri, but he says it's Uri Geller. 36 miles in seconds, portals, stargates, and time travel. I think he was teleported. He had access. He had contact with, probably the DARPA people. He was a psychic, and he helped the government with lots of things. So maybe they gave him a little portable transporter without him knowing. Check this out. This is really interesting.
Perhaps one of the more compelling stories of direct portal experiences comes from Uri Geller, famous for his telekinesis abilities, as well as using his paranormal skills for the CIA and other covert government agencies.
My most unbelievable, incredible, astonishing, phenomenal, paranormal experience that I encountered, that I had throughout my last 72 years of existence, is the moment my body dematerialized from 57th Street in New York, in Manhattan, to Ossining, New York, 36 miles away in no time, just like that. I'm in New York. I live on 57th Street and First Avenue. I had an apartment there. And it was the birthday of a doctor we know. So I decide to buy him a binocular in Bloomingdale's. I go to Bloomingdale's. I buy the binocular, and then I decide, before I get back to 57th Street, I decide to go up and visit our very close friends, Maria Janice Cooper and Byron Janice. And I go up to their apartment, we talk a little, and I say, okay, I'm going home now. Binocular in my hand, package up, and I get to 57th Street, and I can see from afar the canopy of our building. And as I look at the canopy, I suddenly feel that my feet are not touching the pavement anymore. If there was something missing, I was like walking in the air. And I look down, and I didn't know what to think because I wasn't on the pavement. And the next thing I can remember, that I'm being hurled towards a mesh screen. I didn't recognize where I was being thrown into, but my instinct was to protect my head. And I'm crushing through a mesh screen, those to keep out flies in summer. And there's a big round table, and I fall on the table. There's glass on the table, so it slips from under my hands. It breaks. There's a lot of noise, and I crash onto the floor. And I'm looking around, and I recognize the room. I'm in the porch, in the summer porch of Dr. Andre Poharich's house in Ossining, New York, 36 miles out of New York. So I'm kind of stunned from the fall, more from the fall than from the transition from 57th Street in New York. And I start shouting, Andrea. It takes a few minutes for Andre to find me. And he says, what are you doing here? And he looks at the screen that I came in from, and it's torn inwards. And I say to him, I just left Maria's. He knew Maria, of my friendship with Maria. And he picks up the phone and he says, Maria, Uri's here. And I couldn't hear, but he later told me that there was silence. And Maria then says to him, what do you mean Uri's here? He just left our apartment on 521 Park Avenue.
Now, I happen to have spent a lot of time with Byron and Maria. I know them very well, and they confirm the story. I don't believe there's anything supernatural. I think everything that we think is supernatural is easily explained by elementary physics, including our consciousness. There's nothing supernatural. It's what appears to be supernatural simply because our concept of what is natural is too small. We're in too small a box. What I claim is we understand the phenomenon.
The way I explain this phenomenon to myself, whether I use the words a multi-dimensional shift or a quantum mechanical quantum entanglement phenomenon, a bizarre dark loophole in our existence that can shift you and materialize you and dematerialize you from one place to another. I don't really know. How can I know?
So actually, black holes themselves could be thought as evidence of portals and wormholes. Certainly we could think of it that way. If that's all true, right? If it's true that particle to particle interaction entanglement is the result of wormholes, if it's true that Einstein field equation predicts wormholes exist as a result of these equations, then it is true that they could be wormholes attachments to the surface of our planet that could be opened and entered and utilized.
Mainstream cosmology posits that a natural stargate is similar to an Einstein-Rosen bridge or wormhole, which has been theorized to form when space-time is distorted by the intense gravitational fields generated by collapsing stars. At a singularity point, time would stop as it stretches to infinity, as predicted by Einstein's general theory of relativity. Physicists consider it to be theoretically possible for an Einstein-Rosen bridge to form, wherein one could even travel back and forth in time.
The portal is simply the entrance and exit to a stargate. If you see the movie The Stargate, you have the big ring. Okay, that big metal ring, that'll be made out of metamaterial. You put electricity into the metal ring, and it generates the warp field, and you walk through the Stargate.
Perhaps one of the more compelling stories of direct portal experiences comes...
Yeah, it always amazes me whenever there's a story about teleportation. No one ever mentions Andrew D. Bashago, who has been talking more about teleportation than any other person I've ever heard of. It must be so frustrating for him to see stories like this and they're not even mentioning, well, maybe it has something to do with what Andrew Bashago was talking about. That's just so frustrating. I would be so frustrated if I was him. And, let's see. And Valeronian says, Ashton Forbes was quoting a 2015 paper which proposed that space-time bending or folding could be achieved with electromagnetic forces. Yes. That would make the portals plausible. Yes, and that's probably how the Tesla Vortal teleporter worked too. It opened up a tunnel in time-space. And that's another thing that reminds me of Andrew's story, because I asked him, because I'd never heard him mention it in any other interview. It was, I said, Andy, when you were teleporting, after you jumped through the field of energy and you were in that oblique triangle-shaped tunnel in time-space, were you standing on something or what? He says, no, we were floating about 15 inches off the ground, which is what Yuri said. So, wow, interesting. So very interesting. Wow. And Valerian says, would, I imagine, be fatal. He's referencing his previous. When first I read about the possibility of going into a black hole, the source said the tidal forces would spaghettify any mass going down into the singularity, being stretched infinitely thin. Would, I imagine, be fatal. Well, yeah, but do we really know that much? Everything is a guess. Remember that. Anything that we haven't really experienced is just a guess. And that's what's confusing to me. Cap 78 Peggy Dancer says, I noticed that too, Aaron. I just can't believe they are doing this without mentioning Andrew D. Bashago. I know. He must be, for doing this almost like 20 years and 6 different countries. He's been on TV numerous times, twice with William Shatner and once with Leonard Nimoy. No, not Leonard. Was he with Leonard Nimoy? He was with Jesse Ventura. So he's got a lot of press. And Valderoni says the time-space distorter Ashton Forbes was talking about would use a super powerful Helmholtz coil to create the magnetic tunnel. Okay. Maybe that was what was in the 2 parenthesis-shaped booms that the Tesla teleporter used. So that's that story. And look at this from the Meme Queen. Look at this 17 magazine. Look at this one. The biggest Q and Q plus moments inside. 17, April 17th, 2026. Trump, star of the year. Do you believe in coincidences? Good meme there. The Meme Queen. Very good. And she put it out there on the 17th. Look at that. Oh, this is good. From Marty Vurick, Facebook conservatives, Muslim passenger. Excuse me, would you turn off the music? Driver, why? Passenger, because music is haram. Driver, why is music haram or haram? I don't know how you say that. Passenger, because there was no music in the time of Prophet Muhammad. Driver, get out. There were no cars back then either. A camel will come by to pick you up. Yeah, I think that's a really good response. I hope that people read that and put it into effect. And this is Anna Paulina Luna. After 3/4 of Congress voted to block the release of the Congressional Slush Fund files predating 2017 to current is available online. I and some of the other House Oversight members voted to subpoena the records, We should receive them in committee next week, and I will post the link here once they give it to us. Oh, that's awesome. She's really doing more than most people in Congress. I really got to hand it to her. Red Cross, Joe M. The Red Cross is a global industrialized child and human trafficking cartel. I will agree with that. I will totally agree with that. And there's a memo to the fake news from FBI Director Kash Patel. Memo to the fake news. The only time I'll ever actually be concerned about the hit piece lies you write about me will be when you stop. Keep talking. It means I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. And no amount of BS you write will ever deter this FBI from making America safe again and taking down the criminals you love. Boom. Boom. And this is David J. Harris Jr. put this out. Of course, this guy's from Fox, isn't he? Or is he CNN? I can't remember. I don't have television, so I only see little clips here and there. Trump's not obligated to make policy based on Pope's theology, on the Pope's theology. If Dems really want to use Catholic doctrine to shape U.S. policy, why don't we do abortion next? Very good. Very good. Yeah, their hypocrisy sees no end. Here's Nick Shirley. California has created the Stop Nick Shirley Act that would criminalize investigative journalism. So instead of going after the fraudsters, California is now going after the journalists. Let's look at this. He confronts them, the lawmakers, the authors of the bill, and they won't even admit it. So corrupt. These people are so corrupt.
Here's one of the authors of the bill. How are you guys doing? We just want to ask you about the bill and why you guys would pass this bill that really is an attack on free speech.
I am not even sure what you're talking about.
Really?
You said an author. I don't think.
Yes.
I'm an
Did you
author.
pass out? Did you sign to pass this bill? The AB 26?
No, I don't
24?
know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You do not.
No,
Are you
guys
serious?
are just talking about.
We're talking about something random. Okay. Speaker Rivas, how are you doing? What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act? AB 2624.
I don't know anything about it.
And do you think there's any conflict of interest there with Mia Bonta and her husband being the AG? That just shows you everything you need to know. These people won't even answer the questions. You're a co-author of the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Oh, you know who I am. My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am. You signed off on the AB 2624 Act. Can you tell us about what you did on that?
I don't even know who you are.
Well, my name's Nick Shirley.
Sorry,
But could you please just answer any question about the AB 2624 bill? A lot of people are worried about that it's going to stop fraud investigations. But you're the one who signed off and you're a co-author of it. These people are crazy. They can't even answer questions about the bills that they're co-authoring. Oh, is this Scott Wiener right here?
Yep, yes, he is.
Yes.
Scott Wiener, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Can you give us your opinion? Thank you very much. Can you give us your opinion really quick on AB 2624?
I think you're a psycho scam artist. So
You think please disclose how you think that. Look how they just run away. These guys are fools. It would suck to have last name Wiener anyways. Here's one of the authors of the bill. How are you guys doing? We just want to ask you about the bill and why you guys would pass this bill that really is an attack on free speech.
I am not even sure what you're talking about.
Really?
You said an author. I don't think.
Yes.
I'm an
Did you
author.
pass out? Did you sign to pass it?
Yeah. He's got some kind of guts to do that. Good for him. We need more people like him. And patents invite people to steal your ideas. Yes, it does. And they can also sequester them and prevent you from using them. Patenting your invention is the dumbest thing you could ever do. I agree. I will totally agree with that, depending on what it is. If it's a new technology, then yeah, you shouldn't. You should just release it.
I very intentionally do not have my technology patented.
why?
Because the patent industry is actually very corrupt. I learned this because I, at one point, was patent pending. And then one day I went to a Rotary Club meeting and I spoke with the inventor of the wireless key fob for cars. And he told me, GM stole my stuff. So, and I said, well, you have a patent, didn't you? And it's like, oh, I have like 70 patents. And I've been to every country on earth almost. I'm like, so how'd they steal your stuff with the patent? He's like, because a patent doesn't mean anything to big players. All a patent is a means for you to go to court and say, hey, they infringed on my patent. But when you're in court, that's a whole different story. Now you're in court, and now you have to prove to the judge that they infringed on your patent. Now you need to fight their lawyers. Okay, you're an inventor, you came up with something, and you're fighting this big industry that has billions of dollars, and they can just go to court over and over and over again and take you and fight you and fight you and fight you until you have no money left. So even though you know they stole your thing, you can't prove it anymore because all they have to do is keep rebutting it in court over and over again. And they have the funds to do that. You don't, because you're not GM. You're not whoever, you know? And so he told me, he's like, the truth is, if you want something to be yours, because when you patent something, it becomes public knowledge. It gets published on the patent directory. I know that because I literally looked up patents for pyrolysis reactors to get inspiration to build mine. So that means anybody on earth can look up your patent and see how it was built, how it was made, and then make a copy, make a few changes, and then say it was theirs. And then you can go and fight them, but that takes time, that takes money. And then at some point, you can't do it anymore. You're trying to invent. You're not trying to be you know what I'm saying? Like, you're an inventor, not a lawyer. Not trying to fight people in court for the rest of your life. So he told me that, and he's like, the key is really trade secrets. Think about it. He's like, Coca-Cola did not patent the Coca-Cola formula. Why? Because if they patented the formula,
everybody would know it.
Everybody would know it. Even though nobody can copy it, everybody would know it. And you best believe they copy it. Because guess what? In China, there's no patent law. It just goes to, that's why they have Chinese knockoffs of everything. They have no patent enforcement in China and so many other countries. So he was like, and guess what you had to do? You had to go and get a patent in every country on earth. You know how much that cost? So much money. And then you had to renew it.
Yeah.
And so you paid all this money that could have gone into your actual invention to get the patent, which means nothing because they'll just go and take it and copy it. Then you have to spend money fighting them in court. And then I heard the story from inventor after inventor after inventor, and they always said to me, trade secrets are the key.
What's trade secrets? You just don't tell anybody.
Trade secrets are things that you have that nobody knows. And I have a few trade secrets on my machine that nobody knows. That you can look at my machine on a video camera and not know these certain particular material sciences or where.
Talking stuff here with details.
Exactly. But I have another play. So there's this thing called public domain. Once you have something published online for over a year, nobody can patent it. All my machines are public domain. Nobody can patent any of my machines because they've all been visible in the public for over a year.
And that's because you're putting them on social media.
Exactly. So that saves things because now there's no way a company can come and just shelf it, patent what I made, copy it and shelf it and hide it. But then here's another approach I'm doing. I'm like, I do have trade secrets that I have. Yes. The truth is, you will always have copycats. That's what it is. That's just how the world works. That's just how the market works. The key is being first to market. I very intentionally.
Very smart guy. You know what? Many years ago, back in the 80s, I believe it was the 80s, late 70s, I got a utility patent on any button-worn novelty device with the button-ons that Play School did. And I actually produced this myself through my own toy company, Hot Games and Puzzles. It just buttons onto your button, and it teaches a kid how to button. And I could have sued all of the button cover companies because it covers any button-worn novelty device, not just characters. But we had Cabbage Patch Kids, Masters of the Universe, Shirt Tails, and I think they were going to do Garfield, but never got to that point. But so it was on the market and they were selling like hotcakes. And I could have gone after these button cover companies because that came out after mine. They probably read my patent, but I never had the money to do that. And I tried finding a lawyer to work pro bono, but I couldn't find a lawyer to take the case. But it's not like you can go there and automatically get the money. If they have more money than you, they, like you said, they just work the clock because they can afford to. Life insurance folder on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Oh, here is the the video of that. Is this a video?
I actually was working on getting the Anthony Weiner laptop because I want to see the files that are on this.
Was working,
and,
was working on getting. So she hasn't gotten it yet. So that's what I thought. And oh, look at this. Danny Torres breaking Minnesota assassin's explosive confession letter released. Shooter claims Tim Walz ordered hit on Amy Klobuchar to seize Senate seat, by Jonathan Gregory. Yeah, well, we knew that when they caught the guy because he wrote this letter to the FBI. I really hope they have a grand jury for that one too, because that would be good. A governor ordering the murder, and the same assassin, which was the guy who had worked with Governor Walz for many years, and his wife worked for him too. He killed 2 other lawmakers in Minnesota, assassinated them. So Tim Walz probably told him to do that too. Just saying, he doesn't deserve to be walking around, and certainly doesn't deserve to stay governor of Minnesota. Reminder, through nuclear forensics, radioactive material can be traced to its origin, down to the exact site it was mined from. Really. Meaning that once Trump gets his hands on the uranium, which there's like 900 pounds of it, of the dust, radioactive dust, we would be able to determine exactly who supplied Iran with uranium. Could be important. Yeah, I think it was probably, the same usual suspects. Breaking news, because the data was so convincing and stunning. I want to tell everyone how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. With 1 dose of ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back. Sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. For 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now, thanks to all of these people that you see next to me, and thanks to President Trump. Joe Rogan reveals President Trump immediately offered him FDA approval for a psychedelic treatment in a text chain. That's awesome. That is awesome. And look at this. Brian Setzer, of course, the lead singer and guitar player for and songwriter of the Stray Cats. One of the most special experiences I've had is to record music with my daughter, Dee Dee. She chose these songs and sung them straight through. No tuning, no overdubbing. Isn't this cool? Watch this. She sounds like she has a pretty good voice, too.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, baby, I'm so blue about you, sweet babe, 'cause your loving is so soft and warm. Then I get the blues deep down in my heart, sweet babe, 'cause I'm many miles from your love and home. Now listen here, sweet baby, please listen to me. Now I know that your loving is the best I ever seen. When I get the blues deep down in my heart, sweet babe, 'cause your loving is so soft and warm. All right.
Well, I think you get the idea there. That's a great picture of him. I didn't know he had a daughter. That's pretty cool. Oh, a 7-year bump. I posted this 7 years ago. Panic equals patriots are now in control. Yes. 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 Ilhan Omar is panicking right now. I don't think she is. She's gotten away with everything, even probably murder. There's a picture of her with an automatic rifle when she was a terrorist. After facing a major investigation, she desperately swapped her financial reporting from being worth up to $30 million to just tens of thousands of dollars instead. Oh, well, like magic. Oh, it was an innocent accident, the Somali pirate wants us to think. Have you ever accidentally thought you were a multimillionaire? Squad member Ilhan Omar claims a tax filing error incorrectly inflated her net worth. Oh, yeah. How convenient. You mean you just sent it to Somalia and you'll have access to it later? I think that's what you mean, Ilhan Omar. Oh, God. It's just from Diesel D's again. And I don't know if we showed this the last time. Of course, in honor of Eddie Cochran, he died on April 17th, 1960. And someone did this really nice animation of Eddie Cochran. So check this out. Eddie Cochran for educational purposes only. Fair use. Here we go.
I'm an easy going guy, but I always gotta have my way. I'm an easy going guy.
That's Eddie Cochran's My Way. It's not the My Way that that Blue Eyes and Elvis did. It's a different My Way, and it's really a cool song. Yeah. I'm an easygoing guy, but I always gotta have my way. Very cool. Too cool. Take 4. Eddie Cochran. Nobody does rockin' like Eddie Cochran. That's going to do it for the Facebook portion of the show, folks. All right. So there you have it. Well, now let's go on over to X marks the spot for news and interesting stories. Don't you know? All right, here we are over on X. And what's this? Ashton Forbes, and Valeronian has mentioned Ashton Forbes in the chat tonight. Amy Eskridge's dad is Richard Eskridge, who worked on the FRC plasma fusion thruster FAST for NASA with John Slow. Oh, he worked on FAST with Mr. Slow. Slow? That's pretty funny. Co-founder of Helion Energy. Helion's Polaris reactor demonstrated measurable DT fusion a couple of months ago. Haven't seen anyone making this connection. Now, so he's the father of this gal down here. What was her name? Amy Eskridge. So he died like fairly recently as well, probably under similar circumstances. So sad. So sad. Just in, a Senate idiot, I'd say. I wouldn't call him a leader for anything. Just in, Senate Leader John Thune is not considering the Save America Act passing into law anymore. Oh, even though 80% of the public wants it? You idiot. Representative Anna Paulina Luna just said, just so America knows, after 2 weeks in recess, John Thune is no longer considering the Save America Act. This would be total betrayal. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Oh, this is hilarious. Ha ha. Salty Goat. This actually happened, according to Salty Goat. I'm dying. Taylor Swift held a contest to perform at any U.S. high school. But online trolls took over and pushed a school for the deaf to first place. Oh, now she'll have to hire a sign language person. Isn't that hilarious? I find that so funny. And look at this picture. It's like a rework of what the Anons use, that smiling guy, but it looks like a more semi-realistic version of that cartoon face. And look, she's got snakes on her dress. His dress. Yeah. Yeah. That, look at this. This is how inspirational songs can be. Look at this.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Fire, boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, big Nick's great. Can get your get all over your place, singing way, rock you.
Good job, man. Yeah.
That's funny. Isn't that funny? Rock and roll of all. The amount of times you'll watch this will surely be unhealthy. Oh, and look at this. For over 2 years, this guy has been trashing my house. Why? He didn't like my Trump flag. Look at this. He confronts the guy.
You drink these? Yeah. I got you on going place my house on camera, throwing these in front of my house. I was just kind of get an understanding of why you were doing it. Put a GoPro camera for 2 years. You've been throwing these in front of my house on Clemens Bridge Road. Well, listen, here's the deal. I got you on camera. I got your tag number on camera. You got two options. You can apologize to me and never make it happen again. I'm going to go to the police. I probably got about 25 of these in a can. Okay? I have your car going by there several times on my Ring camera and my GoPro. Sorry. All right. Can I ask you a question now? Why? I'm a family man. Do you know me personally?
No, I do not.
Well, why would you do that? You know, I'm curious. I mean, I'm a father. I'm a hardworking man. I'm a grandfather. I take care of my house. Is it political? Just be honest with me.
Yes.
It's political. But you know nothing about me.
You're correct.
Why would you do that? You would litter at somebody's house?
I'm a jerk off.
All right, listen to me. It's all good. You know, 25 years ago, I ripped you out of the car and smashed your fucking face. But I'm older now. I'm a humble guy. And I wanted to get an understanding, and I wanted you to meet me. And just to know, it's very personal, okay? It's very personal to me. I'm not going to do anything about it. If I get another one of these right there, I'm going to go to the cops. You know how many of these I got in a can? 30 of them. 30 of them, okay? And I got you. I finally put a GoPro out there, and I got you. I know what time you come past my house every day, and I sat out there this morning waiting for you. Just because I wanted to meet you. I didn't want to do anything about it. What's your first name?
Bob.
All right. Apologize to my family for doing it. Tell me it ain't going to happen ever again.
I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name's Mark. What's your name?
Bob.
And it's never going to happen again.
Correct.
All right, Bob. Have a nice day.
Thank
Listen to me. Don't judge somebody because of their political beliefs. We all look. Listen to me. You might like blue. I might like red. You might like Dallas. I might like the Eagles. It don't mean that we're different. You know, you're trying to get through this thing called life, just like I am. Life's not easy. It's not easy out there. But just because people, the media tries to divide people like you and do shit like that to me, and you don't know nothing about me. So hopefully, going forward, you learn the lesson. Don't judge people for the political.
This is a Sunday morning.
All right. Well, have a nice day. It was nice meeting you. Please don't let it happen again. Here, you can throw this out of your own house. Thank you.
That was pretty good. I gotta say, I like that. He handled it very well. Breaking news. Now, this is translated from Arabic, so I don't know. Has there been a reader note? No, not yet. So I'm not sure if this is true or not, and that's my, but probably is. Obama's worst scandals in history. His lawyers didn't show up to negotiate. They showed up to beg. Here's what Bondi's Justice Department team found on Tehran's servers under Obama's code name Renegade. It was a CIA code name or Secret Service code name. 14 bank transfers to a Swiss account linked to Hezbollah between 2014 and 2016. Total 1.7 billion. 1.7 17. Interesting. The same amount he declared to Congress as frozen Iranian assets. Oh, interesting. Tried to cover his tracks. A signed directive authorizing the CIA to stand down during the Benghazi attack, not printed, handwritten. So they got his own handwriting. He probably didn't want a paper trail, but he left the easiest paper trail to follow, a handwritten note. Correspondence with Epstein's handler dated March 2015, discussing island arrangements and the Chicago package. Well, I wonder what that's all about. You don't have to wonder. It's the worst thing you could imagine. A secret communication channel with Tehran via Valerie Jarrett, active from 2012 to 2024. Yes, 2 years after he left office. Interesting. He didn't stop at betraying America. He was running a shadow government from his DC basement, pretending to be retired. His lawyers are now offering full cooperation in exchange for immunity. Trump refused. No deals, no mercy, no escape. The man who divided America for 8 years is about to face the America he sought to destroy. And she's wide awake now. Yeah, look at him squirming. Squirming. Oh, look at this. She built her own circuit. I'm an electrician and I react exactly the same. Look at this. This is great.
Okay. Is the switch off?
Yep, it's off.
Okay. Don't touch anything else.
Okay.
All right, because we have some exposed stuff. I'll go
Yes.
ahead and plug it in. All right, now back up. Turn your switch on.
It works. That's so cool.
Okay. Is the switch?
Isn't that just the best? Let's watch the ending again.
It works. That's so cool.
Awesome. Wow. That's great. U.S. Congressman Tim Burchett says if Donald Trump released the classified UFO photos and videos he's seen in skiff briefings, humanity would realize how small it truly is in the vast universe. Speaking on the Benny Show, Burchett hinted he's seen things since joining Congress and believes disclosure wouldn't shock the world, only humble it. Yes, I think he's right. We'd all be grown up. We'd be growing up. Let's listen to this, James Comer. And James Comer, you're on TV. Why aren't you combing your hair? You're a comber. Comey didn't either.
It does appear that there's a high possibility that something sinister is taking place here. This has been going on, obviously, for the last 3 years. So what I found in 3.5 years as chairman of the House Oversight Committee is sometimes government agencies don't do a good job of sharing information on situations like this. So we've asked all those agencies, the Department of Energy, NASA, the Department of War, to all share information with us so that we can see if we can put it together and find any missing links to try to solve what's going on here, because it's very unlikely that this is a coincidence. So Congress is very concerned about this. Our committee is making this one of our priorities now because we view this as a national security threat. I just want to put up this. It does appear that there's a.
That's about the 11 missing scientists, dead or missing scientists. Yes. They're taking it so seriously. Look at this. This is awesome. Just toss that little wind-up toy and learn from the pro, buddy. There you go. Get out of there, my friend. I'm the real star of the stage. Look at that. And look at this. This is a no micro controller, 100% solar powered, all free energy. Look at this. Look at this. From Massimo. It responds to light and shadow and sound. Solar powered. Using analog circuits. So look at that. No digitization. I love it. That's pretty cool. Be cool to have one of those, wouldn't it? Delaware County, PA, Pennsylvania election fraud bombshell exploding. Officials caught red-handed on secret video shredding 2020 election evidence and plotting a full cover-up with 327,000 alleged fraudulent votes. Look at this.
Ads in the second scanner. We got to talk about it now. Why?
Here's Tom Gallagher again, lawyer for Delaware County, destroying voting machine tapes to bypass the right to know request.
And then let them try to figure out right what we did.
Mom, why do you have to rip it off? Makes you feel better?
We are it's just somebody. I didn't want to try to pick it out and take it through stuff wet.
Oh.
We're gonna have a little campfire going.
And that was 4 times.
What we have here is evidence. What we have there is evidence. Right? Let them figure that out.
Yes, but what I don't understand, and this makes me nervous, is why tapes were being thrown away. So what is...
Those tapes were...
No, you guys have been throwing away tapes. So what tapes are you throwing away? Like, why?
Because they're unidentifiable. There's no way they could, like...
But it's been that way since the November election, so why would you throw anything away? Since you have to save it for 22 months.
Well, let's put it this way. Yes, there are tapes that are being thought, but they are of no audit value. Of no audit value.
Thank goodness for whistleblowers. That's all I can say. And gee, I remember seeing that story when it happened. And there it is. Wow. Even 60 Minutes just had to admit President Trump was right all along.
UN inspectors believe Iran has close to 1,000 pounds of uranium enriched to 60%, nearly ready to be used in a nuclear weapon. 970 pounds of 60% highly enriched uranium. What can you do with that?
So that is enough material for, if you enrich it just a little bit more, for 10 to 11 nuclear bombs. Iran has been lying about its nuclear weapons effort for over 20 years now. They have always claimed our program was 100% peaceful. We were never pursuing nuclear weapons. That's a lie. And then once the international inspectors got in and started finding some things out, the Iranians kept lying to them.
UN inspectors believe Iran has close to 1,000 pounds of uranium enriched to 60%, nearly ready to be used in a nuclear weapon. 970 pounds of 60% highly enriched uranium. What can you do with that?
So that is enough material for, if you enrich it just a little bit more, for 10 to 11 nuclear bombs. Iran has been lying about its nuclear weapons effort for over 20 years now. They have always claimed our program was 100% peaceful. We were never pursuing nuclear weapons. That's a lie. And then once the international inspectors got in and started finding some things out, the Iranians kept lying to them.
UN inspectors believe Iran has.
How do you like that? So it was a good thing to get rid of those aspirations. Trump has stunned the experts again. Oh, U.S. Steel is officially reopening its tin mill at Gary Works, Indiana, which got indefinitely idled under the Biden due to foreign imports. Interesting.
Announcement is U.S. Steel CEO David Burritt. This is exciting. Why are you bringing back the tin mill? I'm guessing it's demand.
Well, absolutely is demand, but also this partnership that we have with Nippon. It's mined, melted, and made in the good old USA, and this is made possible not just because of demand, but because of the work we're doing with Nippon. We came together just a short 9 months ago, but already we've created a wonderful partnership.
Isn't it interesting that people were saying if you sell this to Japan, it's going to be a disaster. U.S. jobs will be eliminated. And here you are. How many jobs at the tin mill will come back?
220 jobs of USW and 5 leadership type roles. So yeah, it's a really good thing for all. But it really, we knew from the beginning the strength of national security, economic security, job security, and now to see this play out with Nippon bringing technologies to us, and also $14 billion worth of investment, $10.8 billion that we have to spend or commit to having done by the end of 2028. It's a wonderful thing.
And this isn't the only one you've restarted. March 30th, you restarted, I believe, the Granite City, Illinois blast furnace.
Yeah, that was some 400 people in Illinois, and those are another thing that's demand related. And so, again, with the technology that we have with Nippon and just the talent they're bringing to us, they're bringing us expats, they call them dispatchers, that bring us the technology along with this big investment to make us better together. And I just have to tell everybody, our best days are ahead.
There you go. And, foreign partnerships are actually good, sort of good. Now, GM took their worst performing plant and they did a joint venture with Toyota, and they sat down and they figured out the differences between the two ways that the two car companies make cars, and they combined the best of both of them, and they produced a car with the highest quality of any car ever made in America. It was the Pontiac, I think it started with a V. I can't remember, but it was a very good car. You still see them on the road today. And so when GM found this out, they saw how the end product was so much better quality. Literally, that plant was closed because the quality was so bad, and it became the #1 high quality car ever produced by GM and by Toyota. So GM smartly said, okay, I want to send a couple of guys to that plant to learn everything that they're doing, and then go to all of our other plants around the country and implement that. Well, they did. They learned what they were doing, and they went to all these other plants and told them about this, and they said, no, we're going to keep doing it the way we've always done it. Get out of here. And they never implemented the plan. Very sad. Very sad. That's very short-sighted. Breaking, I just filed from Attorney General Ken Paxton of Texas. Just filed a landmark lawsuit against Act Blue for deceiving Americans by lying about its donation processes that allow fraudulent and foreign donations. Ken Paxton, look at that. Good job. Keep doing that kind of stuff. Here's Whitley Strieber in a recent interview talking about his alien implant. Did you hear about this? Let's listen to it. It's only a couple of minutes.
The visitors, the Greys.
Oh, you know people that are connected to them?
Of course.
Oh.
I am. That's why an implant. That's what it is.
That's why what?
The implant in my ear is my. It'll turn on during the interview, and you'll be talking to me and to them.
You don't have an implant. You're pulling my leg.
No, I'm not telling you the truth. You don't know about it? You never read the books?
I read Communion.
Oh, okay. You've only read Communion.
I've only read Communion.
Okay. Yeah, I have this. Well, I'll tell you the story. I'll just give you a brief preface now.
Perfect.
It was put in 1989. I was wide awake when it was done. It was done by two people. There's a whole lot of people who are connected with the visitors, connected with them, and these were two of them. I couldn't use it for years, but after my wife died, it began to become useful, and it now is my absolute go-to. It's like having an unbelievable AI, only whatever's on the other side of it is not artificial, but brilliant. It works with me when I'm writing. At 3 o'clock every morning, I get up and there's a dialogue that goes on. It's not like channeling. It's much more direct than that. It's very direct. And during interviews, it will be working most of the time.
Can you see it behind your ear?
Feel it, yeah.
You can feel it.
It's right here, yeah.
Have you ever had a doctor look at it?
Absolutely. I've got an MRI scan of it. In fact, I'll send it to you on my phone. I mean, a CT scan of it. That CT scan was done by someone in the CIA.
What?
Who wanted it very badly to be taken out, but I wouldn't let him. Yeah.
How did you get a CT scan done by somebody in the CIA?
No, it was done. The CT scan was done privately at his request by a doctor who he called and set up.
Okay. How did a CIA person get to find out about your implant?
I'm known to them, to the IC, to be a legitimate close encounter witness, and they are interested in that.
Why do you think the CIA is so interested in people who have had close encounters?
Well, I think they kind of backed into it because their brief is foreign intelligence. And this is about as foreign intelligence can get. And when the CIA was first founded, the Roswell incident occurred. The Army Air Corps became the Air Force, and the CIA was founded, and the National Security Act was passed, all in the same few months. Mm-hmm. And
this was like July
47, July to October of 47. And so all of the infrastructure was then in place. And I think it was just a very natural thing that CIA would be the go-to agency.
And Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, did Andrew have an implant, Aaron? Not that I know of. I'm sure that if he thought he did, he probably would have mentioned it on our many, many shows that we've done. I've never really asked him that, but that's a good question. And Valeronian says, we could interpret it as a personal data assistant, but we could also interpret it as the mark of the beast. Yes, you probably could. And Cap 78 Pack, no MRI, but a CT scan will show it without interfering in its mechanism of action. Oh, really? All right, folks, I think we're going to call it a night right there. I want to thank everyone for coming along on this truth quest, this quest for truth. And let me go over and give my little message. Thank you all so very much. And exclamation points. Oh, I love the exclamation points. I sure miss that when it's not available. So there it is. And let me go back over here. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And then I said, thank you all so very much. You guys rock because you are the Truth Questers. And Jay Buying says, thank you, Aaron, and everyone. You're very welcome. And Cap 78 Peggy Dancer says, great informative show tonight, Aaron, with lots of laughs too. Thank you, Aaron. Peace in. Thank you, Peggy. Appreciate that. And our good friend Chrono Viewer, he's always viewing the Chrono. Thank you, Aaron. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. All right. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday because we do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you could take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it. If they don't abduct you and take you to Planet X, there you go. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe it would be fun to go to Planet X. Would you go? I don't know if I would or not. All right. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday, right around 9 p.m. Central. Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, and it looks like we got one more comment. Peggy Dancer, see you Wednesday, fellow Truth Questers. Awesome. We got the best Ultra mods, you know that? And we'll see you on Wednesday. Until then, peace in. That's world peace, baby. It's coming. Oh, you can almost taste it. Peace, world peace. We'll see you on Wednesday. Peace in. Peace in.